Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 11 based on novel. So let's start. The bounty missions in the Dark Hall of the Yangfeng Guild are also divided into multiple categories such as protection, hiring, assassination, etc. Among them, the assassination missions undoubtedly have the highest bounty. See which one has a higher bounty. Luo Feng was studying the assassination mission while drinking. The mission with the highest bounty, kill the Supreme Commander of the Huyang Legion, Mo Li Xiao. The bounty is 1.2 million cosmic sands. The one who can offer a bounty of 1.2 million cosmic sands and is not afraid of the City Lord's mansion is most likely the Food Kingdom. Luo Feng guessed, according to the rules of the Dark Hall of the Flame Wind Guild Hall, for assassination missions, the bounty must be handed over to the Flame Wind Guild Hall in advance. The bounty will remain in the Flame Wind Guild Hall until the mission is completed. Without sufficient background, no one would be willing to keep such a huge fortune there for a long time. The second most rewarding mission, kill the leader of the Food Kingdom in Huyang City, Blood Cloud. The reward is 1 million cosmic sands. The third most rewarding mission, kill the leader of the Zhu clan, Zhu Hu, with a reward of 530,000 cosmic sands. The fourth mission with the highest bounty is to kill the owner of Guiying Tower, Zhan Yui, and the bounty is 180,000 cosmic sands. The seventh bounty mission is to kill the Blood Python Guild leader, Mu Yang, and the bounty is 120,000 cosmic sands. Luo Feng saw the bounty offered by the familiar Blood Python Guild president. To be ranked 7th, the enemies of this Blood Python Guild president were quite willing to give it to him. The bounties for the first 3 are relatively high, but drop significantly after that. Luo Feng got detailed information about Huyang City from Yan Qianyang, so he also knew the information about these powerful people on this bounty mission. Mo Li Xiao, the strongest of the 5 major families in the City Lord's mansion and the supreme commander of the Huyang Legion. His individual strength is very strong, and King Yu sent him to take charge of a large city. He was equipped with the best Legion mechanical secret treasures, and his personal guard corps was also extremely elite. As an individual, he is powerful, and now he leads a legion. Mo Li Xiao is extremely terrifying. Xu Yun, the leader of the Shukwa forces in Huyang City. He has been lurking in Huyang City for a long time, causing great losses to the 5 major families in the City Lord's mansion, and the 5 major families have been unable to do anything about it. These 2 are very strong and have extraordinary backgrounds. The 2 of them have fought more than once. Zhu Hu from the Xu family ranks 3rd? Luo Feng was a little curious. The Xu family is a native family in Huyang City. They do business honestly and logically have no enemies. The bounty for Zhu Hu is higher than that for the leaders of the Dark Forces. The most important thing is that with a long-term bounty of 530,000 cosmic sands, the Xu family is still safe and sound. From these assassination missions, Luo Feng could see that Mo Li Xiao, Xu Yun, and Zhu Hu were not to be trifled with in Huyang City. Of course, people like the owner of Yangfeng Guild, me, and those old guys who live in seclusion in Huyang City don't have a bounty on their head. Luo Feng smiled. Just because there's no bounty doesn't mean they are weak. Which of these assassination missions should I choose? Luo Feng began to think. Hire and protection missions take up a lot of time and energy, but offer little reward, so you should naturally choose assassination missions. The leaders of the Dark Forces who have committed all kinds of evil can all be candidates. Luo Feng thought he would naturally be prepared for what he did, and only kill those who should be killed. The leaders of the Dark Forces have committed countless evils, so they can naturally be candidates. The bounty for President Blood Python is a little less. Luo Feng shook his head slightly. 3 of the leaders of the Dark Forces had bounties higher than that of President Blood Python, so he naturally had to study them carefully. The first time you accept a bounty, you must succeed. Preparatory work also needs to be done. Luo Feng was sitting on a big rock on the mountain, studying alternative targets, when suddenly a figure flew nearby. Master. Morosa said, the Black Jade Tiger came to visit. Mo Yuhu? Luo Feng was surprised. The first void true god he met when he came to the origin continent was Mo Yuhu. The master had been in seclusion for more than a century before, and Mo Yuhu also came to visit. Morosa said, knowing that the master was in seclusion, he did not disturb him again. This is his second visit. Luo Feng smiled and said, second time? Let him come in first. Okay. Morosa nodded, and suddenly couldn't help asking, Master, should we recruit some servants? Recruiting servants? We are practicing in the cave with all our heart. We can prepare some drinks and fruits occasionally. Why do we need servants? Luo Feng said with a smile, when we are away from home, aren't you my servant? Morosa whispered, Master, your reputation in Huyang City is growing, and many people come to visit you. I have to guard the door and serve as a servant. Luo Feng smiled. When a guest comes, the only servant, Morosa, needs to prepare wine and food and serve on the side. Although Morosa pretends to be strong, he is an eternal true god-level beast after all, and he is getting stronger over time. He may enter the chaos realm faster than himself, so he is indeed not suitable for doing odd jobs. It's my fault. Luo Feng said with a smile, don't worry, I will recruit servants in the next 2 days. I'm not in that hurry. Morosa smiled and flew towards the cave entrance to bring the black jade tiger in. The black jade tiger was a little reserved and nervous and followed Morosa all the way to the top of the mountain. Greetings, Your Majesty. Mo Yuhu bowed respectfully. As a true god of the void, he was considered a middle-level figure in Huyang City. The Dark Force Blood Python Society was forced to bow its head by an eternal true god named Luo He. This was the hottest news in the entire Huyang City recently, and Mo Yuhu certainly knew about it. Luo Feng sat there leisurely, looking at Mo Yuhu. Why did you come to see me? The Supreme Lord said that I can ask him for help. Mo Yuhu was a little nervous, but according to his understanding of this Supreme Lord Luo, he was an eternal true god with a good temper. Yes, I promised. Luo Feng smiled. My promise is very valuable. Are you planning to use it up? Mo Yuhu flipped his hand, and a small grey hammer appeared in his hand. He held the hammer respectfully and said, this weapon is the greatest gain of my life. I was looking for treasure outside the city, and luckily found the corpse of the eternal true god. The most precious thing among them was the weapon that the eternal true god carried with him. I am willing to present this weapon to the Supreme Lord, and I only wish to ask for a chance for my child to become his disciple. Luo Feng looked at the small hammer in surprise. This is indeed an eternal true god-level weapon secret treasure. According to my estimation, it is worth about 6,000 cosmic sands. You, a small void true god, can actually have such a harvest. And you dare to take it out in front of me? Aren't you afraid that I will snatch it away and kill you? I dare not sell such a treasure to any force, because if the news is leaked, my whole family will be gone. Mo Yuhu looked at Luo Feng. I haven't met many eternal true gods, and the only one I trust is Shangzuan. Last time I led the way, I wasn't killed. I wasn't robbed. I was even given the opportunity to help. Mo Yuhu determined that Luo Feng's temper was worth a gamble. Ha ha. Luo Feng waved his hand and picked up the small hammer. I won't accept a disciple easily. Eternal true gods will not easily accept disciples, and will usually give them tests. Mo Yuhu said, I just hope that the Supreme Lord can give me a chance to test myself. Luo Feng said, you should know that there will be a conflict between me and the Blood Python. Yes. Mo Yuhu nodded. The news has spread throughout Huyang City. From this conflict, Mo Yuhu could also see how powerful the Supreme Lord was. If his child could worship the Supreme Lord as his master, it would be a great opportunity. Luo Feng said, in the future, I will have conflicts with other dark forces. I guess there will be many eternal true gods who have grudges against me. If your child follows me, he may be implicated. Mo Yuhu was secretly shocked. There will be conflicts with the Blood Python, and will there also be conflicts with other dark forces? Since you are following the Supreme Lord, you must bear both the blessings and disasters. Mo Yuhu responded decisively, because he knew very well that he would only give the small hammer to Luo Feng. How many children do you have? Luo Feng asked. Your Excellency can choose one of the 3 children. Mo Yuhu immediately presented a book respectfully. This is all the detailed information I have about the 3 children. Luo Feng waved and took it. You are well prepared, but I have to make it clear in advance that I will only recruit 1 servant now. He needs to go through the test. If he fails the test, he cannot become my apprentice. And the test will take a very long time. It is my child's great fortune to be a servant of the Supreme Lord. Mo Yuhu said immediately. Okay. Luo Feng nodded. Go and bring your 3 children here. I will choose one of them to be my servant. Mo Yuhu showed his joy. I will go and bring them here right away. He took his leave respectfully and left quickly. Master. Morosa looked at the small hammer in Luo Feng's hand and said in disbelief, you hired a servant and got a weapon secret treasure worth 6,000 cosmic sands for nothing? Luo Feng smiled and said, I told you to recruit a servant within 2 days. Now I'm recruiting. Is it fast? Fast. Morosa praised, and you are so profitable, Master. 6,000 cosmic sands, he won't lose anything by being my servant. Luo Feng said with a smile. I am also the Master's servant. It is certainly not a loss for him to be on the same level as me. Morosa was very happy. In the future, many miscellaneous chores could be done by Mo Yuhu's children. Morosa said, Master, I can help you teach the child in the future. You don't need to worry about it. That way he would have more authority to order the child around. Okay, if you accept me as your disciple, you will be the boy's second master. Luo Feng said, but I won't accept you as my disciple easily. If he doesn't meet the minimum requirements, he will be a servant for the rest of his life. Morosa nodded, let me teach with the master, the threshold for accepting disciples must be higher. Mo Yuhu returned home. His home was a small cave dwelling in an ordinary location. He had bought it for 1,000 chaos crystals. It was considered average among the residences of the Void True God. Father. The 3 young true gods were waiting. They knew that their father was going to visit the eternal true god Luo He. Seeing their father coming back, the 3 of them were a little excited. Mo Yuhu looked at the 3 children with a smile. In the origin continent, love is a luxury. After all, most of the true gods have a hard time living and practicing, not to mention finding a wife and having children. Mo Yuhu was very lucky. He met his true love and raised 3 children together with her. Ever since his wife died, Mo Yuhu has cared most about his 3 children. His 3 children are more important than his own life. Shangzuan Luohe has agreed to give you a chance. He will choose one of you 3 to be his servant. Mo Yuhu said, only by serving as a servant and going through many tests can you eventually become Shangzuan Luohe's disciple. If you cannot pass the test, you cannot become a disciple of the eternal true God. We understand. Opportunities are rare, and we will seize them. The 3 brothers grew up in Huyang City and knew very well how valuable this opportunity was. Mo Yuhu nodded, let's go now. Mo Yuhu brought his 3 brothers to the main entrance of Luo Feng's cave. The cave in Chaos Zone A. The 3 brothers of the Muyu family all had fiery eyes. This area was the legend of the entire Huyang City, and next door was the Chaos Ruins. Those who lived here were the most terrifying group of people in Huyang City. In the past, the 3 brothers did not dare to approach this place. Father is really amazing. He actually found such an opportunity for us. This is the biggest chance of my life. I must grab it at all costs. The eldest brother of the Muyu family is the most burly, and his eyes are as sharp as a knife. My eldest brother and my younger brother are both more talented than me. This Luohe Shangzuan wants to choose one of us 3 brothers, and I have the least hope. The second brother of the Muyu family also had this idea in his mind, but he did not give up at all. Try your best to fight. Big brother has the highest talent. The third child of the Muyu family was also thinking, I wonder how the eternal true God will choose his disciples. While the 3 brothers were having their own ideas, Mo Yuhu had already stepped forward and knocked gently on the door. An invisible wave spread. Soon, the honest Morosa opened the door and glanced at them. "Come in." "Yes." Mo Yuhu was very humble and entered the cave with the 3 children. The 3 brothers were a little nervous when they entered such a vast cave. The chaos aura here was extremely strong. If it was stronger, it might be able to condense chaos stone. Inside the pavilion. "Greetings, Your Majesty." Mo Yuhu bowed respectfully, and the 3 brothers knelt down directly. "Get up." Luo Feng held the book that recorded the information of the 3 brothers of the Mo Yu family. "Among you 3 brothers, the eldest is at the 9th level of True God, and the other 2 are at the 6th level of True God." Luo Feng said, "But to me, the level of True God is meaningless." The 3 brothers' hearts trembled. "I will choose one of you to be my servant." Luo Feng said, "You will be my servant for a very long time. You must pass my tests before you can become my disciple." "We understand." The eldest brother, Mo Yu Lai Feng, the second brother, Mo Yu Qingyang, and the third brother, Mo Yu Liuxing, were all extremely respectful. "Let me make some conditions clear first. Those who don't want to be my servant can tell me in advance, but once you become my servant, there will be no chance to regret it." Luo Feng said. The 3 brothers listened carefully. Luo Feng said leisurely, "It's very dangerous to be my servant. There will be many eternal true gods who want to kill me in the future, and you may be implicated. I can't guarantee that I will protect you. So if you become my servant, you must be prepared to die." The eldest brother Mo Yu Lai Feng said, "Since you are following the Supreme, you will naturally bear the blessings and disasters on your own. We are not afraid of death, we are just afraid of not having chance." The second brother Mo Yu Qingyang also spoke. The third brother, Mo Yu Liuxing, was a little hesitant and said, "May I ask the Supreme Lord, does the Supreme Lord have many enemies of the eternal true God?" "There will be a lot, and they will use any means necessary." Luo Feng said with a smile. In the assassination mission, Luo Feng wanted to deal with the leader of the hidden forces of the Food Kingdom, Xueyan. The other party's brutal and violent methods and identity made Luo Feng very interested in hunting. The only problem was that he didn't know where Xueyan was. After all, the 5 major families of the City Lord's mansion were also doing their best to deal with the hidden forces of the Food Kingdom, and they also wanted to kill Xueyan, so Xueyan had been hiding carefully, making it difficult for Luo Feng to find an opportunity. Since he decided to take on some assassination missions, Luo Feng knew that he would have many enemies in the future. Of course, he and Morosa, one in the light and one in the dark, will also try their best to ensure the safety of their servants. "Father, I give up," Mo Yu Liuxing said. Mo Yuhu looked at his youngest son, but was not surprised. Because the youngest son was born last, and at that time, the couple's conditions were good enough, so the youngest son had the most comfortable growth period. "I prefer to practice in peace," Mo Yu Liuxing said. He didn't like a life full of crises. "Okay," one of them gave up. Luo Feng nodded. "After becoming my servant, I will not give him any training guidance, nor will I provide him with any resources." The eldest brother Mo Yu Lai Feng and the second brother Mo Yu Qingyang were both stunned. He needs to comprehend the laws by himself. Luo Feng said, "Only after he comprehends the 10 basic laws can he be considered to have passed the first test. After going through multiple tests, he will be qualified to become my disciple." "Without any guidance, you are going to comprehend the 10 basic laws?" The eldest and second sons of the Mo Yu family were also surprised. Almost all creatures born in the origin continent can become true gods. This is because they rely on their bloodline to practice the law. If they follow the law route, the proportion of true gods will be greatly reduced. It is very difficult to comprehend the 10 basic laws. We have been practicing bloodline cultivation since we were born. Even if we spend our entire lives, it is difficult to comprehend the 10 basic laws. Mo Yu Lai Feng said, "If we still can't comprehend them. If you can't understand it, you naturally can't become my disciple." Luo Feng said, "Even if you understand it, there will still be other tests." Mo Yu Lai Feng was very unwilling, but still said, "I give up." Mo Yuhu looked at his eldest son, who was able to endure hardships and work hard. However, he gave up the test of understanding the 10 basic laws. What about you? Luo Feng looked at the second oldest of the Moyu family, Moyu Qingyang. Are you going to give up? I am willing to follow the Supreme Lord. Moyu Qingyang did not hesitate. Luo Feng nodded with satisfaction, then looked at Mo Yuhu. Let's call Moyu Qingyang. From now on, he will be my servant. Thank you, Your Excellency. Mo Yuhu watched the children's choices from beginning to end. He knew the temperaments of his three sons very well, so he was not surprised by their choices. Luo Feng nodded. Moyu Qingyang will live here from now on. Then we will take our leave. Mo Yuhu respectfully took his leave and left with the other two children. Only the second son, Moyu Qingyang, stayed with Luo Feng. I said, I won't teach you, and I won't give you any resources for cultivation. Luo Feng looked at Moyu Qingyang. You need to comprehend the 10 basic laws carefully. As for the trivial matters in the cave, listen to Luo Essay's arrangements. Yes, Your Majesty. Moyu Qingyang said respectfully. Boy, you have to call me master like me, said Morosa. Yes, master. Moyu Qingyang was very obedient. Luo-sa, help me teach him well. Luo Feng waved his hand. He would not give any advice or resources, but he did not forbid Morosa from giving some advice. Boy, follow me. Morosa stretched out his hand and grabbed Moyu Qingyang's neck, and walked out happily. From now on, he could order Moyu Qingyang to serve him and his master. Luo Feng watched this scene with a smile. The biggest flaw of the bloodline cultivation system is that the foundation is not solid. It relies entirely on the power of bloodline to improve until it reaches a bottleneck and gets stuck there. It is recorded in the inheritance of the Du and Donghe lineage and the Jin Divine King lineage that the top clans in the origin continent require their children to, at least, master the 10 basic laws. After mastering the basic laws, it will be much easier to understand the bloodline cultivation method. The path of bloodline cultivation is also expected to go further. If he becomes my disciple, even if he can't follow the lineage of laws, at least he has to go a long way to cultivate his bloodline. Luo Feng thought, in the origin continent, the environment for comprehending the laws is much better than that of the original universe. Morosa can even give him some pointers occasionally. If he can't master the 10 basic laws even after this, then he's a waste and doesn't deserve to be my disciple. Mo Yuhu and the two children returned to their residence. You chose your own path, so don't regret it. Mo Yuhu spoke after returning home. Father, I am not afraid of death, but I am afraid of not having a chance to succeed. The eldest brother Mo Yu Lai Feng said solemnly, I am now at the 9th level of True God. As long as I work harder, I will have a chance to impact the void True God. As for the so-called 10 basic laws, I have tried to comprehend them before, and I know that I may never be able to comprehend them in my lifetime. The third son, Mo Yu Liuxing, smiled and said, Father, I chose this path myself, and I am willing to do it. Okay, as long as you don't complain. Mo Yuhu nodded without saying much. The children have to make their own way in life. He also felt that the path for his second son Moyu Qingyang would not be that easy. Under the cover of night. Inside the large cave of the Jiaorong clan. Chia has gone to the Moli clan again. She and Moli Feiyan are quite close. The old man with red eyebrows and a furry tail thought, she spends more time with Moli Feiyan than with me, her father. He was happy to do so. After all, the Moli clan was one of the 5 major families. Suddenly, a bloody aura instantly rushed into the large cave, and the formation that had been operating in the cave was torn through in the blink of an eye. Who? The red-browed old man, Jiao Rongyan, changed his expression drastically, and a terrifying wave erupted with him as the center. The dazzling red light spread directly towards the bloody aura. The universe is created in one thought. My cave is shrouded and completely isolated from the outside world. Jiao Rongyan knew that something was wrong and instantly revealed his huge true form, which was an upright creature with red hair and a furry tail. What's going on? What's wrong? The members of Jiao Rong's clan in the cave were a little panicked when they saw Jiao Rongyan's majestic true body. I didn't expect that you, a medicine refiner, really have some tricks up your sleeve. A cold voice sounded in Jiao Rongyan's mind. Unfortunately, it's nothing in front of me. Boom 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 tilde tilde tilde. Jiao Rongyan said anxiously, please stop, everything can be settled. A huge blood-colored hand appeared out of thin air, and the moment it appeared, it had already grasped Jiao Rongyan's real body, causing it to disintegrate directly. Afterwards, endless bloodlight swept across the entire cave, and all the creatures in the cave, whether it was Jiao Rong's clan or servants and guards, were all annihilated in the bloodlight. In a hall in the Huyang City Lord's mansion, the cave dwelling of Jiao Rong's clan was suddenly shrouded by a small cosmic field, and an extremely strong divine power exploded in that area. Several officials responsible for monitoring the entire city noticed the location of Jiao Rong's clan's cave dwelling. Hurry and report to the city lord. Inside the cave of the Mo Li clan, the two women, Jiao Rongqi and Mo Li Feiyun, were drinking and chatting. I like my senior brother, but he ignores me. Mo Li Feiyun was drunk and in a daze. I want to become a disciple of Commander Mo Lixiao, but Commander Mo Lixiao looks down on me. I want to become a disciple of Lord Luohe, but Lord Luohe also looks down on me. Jiao Rongqi was drinking and was very troubled. Suddenly, Jiao Rongqi's summons received a message. Chia, the one who killed me was the Blood Python Guild leader Mu Yang. You must remember. A message of entrustment came over. The small universe area was isolated from the inside and outside, and ordinary communication orders could not transmit information. However, Jiao Rongyan used the rather expensive causal communication order, and still sent a message before his death. Father! Jiao Rongqi was startled and completely sober. What's wrong? Mo Li Feiyun was still confused. This video will end here.